Day 266 of Ukraine's resistance. This is Mediacentru Ukraine. We will be talking about the consequences of yesterday's missile strike on Ukraine, particularly about Lviv and the region. With us are Maksym Kozytskyy, head of the Lviv Regional Military Administration, and Andrii Sadovyi, mayor of Lviv. Will you take the floor together or in turn? Together, sure, why not? Yes, please. Hello, I would first of all would like to congratulate you, greet you on your professional holiday, this day of television and radio. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your professionality. As for yesterday's strike, the situation is difficult. If we take the western region, 23 missiles came in, 8 were most were destroyed, 8 hit. If we take the Lviv region, 13 were flying in, 7 were destroyed, 3 energy infrastructure objects were hit, 2 had been hit previously, and 1 new object. And the situation is critical. By last night, about 200 million people had no power. By morning, 95% already had power, and in spite of that, you see that some people still lack power. This is because we now have rolling blackouts. The power that we have about 200 megawatts that we can use. This is the limit. In peacetime, we typically use about 600 to 700 megawatts. So you have to understand we're at 30% capacity. Only 30% of users can have power at the same time. That's how critical the situation is. These rolling blackouts will continue. The situation is reflected on our website. As soon as Ukrinform gives us the opportunity to use more power, the blackouts will be decreased and more homes will have power. That's the situation at the moment. Apart from critical energy infrastructure being hit, there's also destruction in private residential buildings. Some windows have been broken, roofs have been destroyed. We have one person has been traumatized. He was hospitalized at the hospital number 8. He's in stable condition. He's undergoing treatment at the moment. So we're doing our best to restore electricity. We're very grateful to the Ukrinform and the emergency ministry. We will win together. Thank you for your patience and for your understanding and for your joint struggle. Thank you. Perhaps a few words on what's going on in the city. Slava Ukraini. At the moment, Lviv has cold water and hot water. Lviv has heat, and most of the residents of the city are getting power. Energy professionals are promising to provide power to the best of their ability to all the users very soon. Yesterday's evening and night were basically sleepless for the utility workers. We're very grateful for the work that these people have done. As you know, yesterday we received Roman, 38-year-old Roman, who was hospitalized with very serious damage as a result of the missile strike. He was operated on. He underwent surgery with under a diesel generator. At this moment, we have alternative power sources for our clinics. We are working on providing heat for everyone. The recent strikes have shown a clear reality. Russia will continue to attack critical infrastructure. So we're very grateful to the citizens who joined the program of buying diesel generators. By now, about 100 homeowners associations have offered applications for compensation. Also, we see good dynamics in terms of providing ovens for shelters and firewood. People understand their responsibility. I was pleased to observe yesterday at the majority of crossings where the street lights weren't working, there was a clear sense of regard of drivers for each other. So we're very grateful to all the drivers and all of the people in the streets and in the roads. I would like to ask the residents, if you're walking the street in the dark period in the evening and there's no light, at least, I don't know, turn on your phone or something, or wear reflecting clothes, because there might be cars, there might be military personnel. You're just physically not visible. We have to do our best to take care of each other. Yesterday also, water was basically supplied through our diesel generation system, and I would urge the residents to have some store of water in the house, because once voltage goes down, there is some time before we can switch to diesel generator. And of course, everybody has to have power banks at home, keep them charged, flashlights, warm clothes, because of course we're awaiting serious cold weather. So please stay firm, stand confident, and this condition that we're in is also a step towards victory, especially if we have many Ukrainians living in Lviv who came here as a result of the war. Very often their relatives are fighting, so we have to give them this confidence. Thank you all, and again, congratulations on your professional day. The representatives of the media for holding the line in this way now in your 9th month. Are there any questions in the room? Please give the floor. Marta Байдaka, твоє місто. For a question for the mayor. For Lvivians who are abroad, do you suggest that they stay there for winter, and when should they come back? We have people who came back in the first few weeks, stayed there, and then they came back, and you can't kick them out if you tried. They want to be home because home is home. What winter will be like, it's hard to predict. I think that everyone has to make a responsible decision for their best interests. If people are there, if it's better for them, I'm not gonna tell them to come to Lviv. If they're here again, I'm not gonna push them, tell them to go. What's the point? There's additional information that children might not like, but children have to go to school tomorrow. Today, schools are working, are not working with students, but tomorrow we have schools. We have to use every day, because online, it's good online. Had you voted among kids, I'm sure most would have voted for online schooling. Kids, I love kids, but you have to go to school tomorrow. Yes, I'm sorry, there's another question, again for you, for the mayor. As far as the cars with loudspeakers, how many cars does Lviv have? Because Lvivians have said, particularly in social media, that in some districts of Lviv, you couldn't hear the sirens. We were discussing this at a meeting today. There are enough cars, but very often drivers drive according to the rules of traffic rules. So I'm sure with the military administration we'll be talking about these problems today, so that the cars who are equipped with sirens have the lamps that help them move faster rather than wait for others to let them through. So we'll regulate this. So how many cars will there be? There are, in principle, we have enough for Lviv. We have, it's just that, again, like I said, many of them were standing in line to get through. So they don't have priority, they don't have right of way. I was surprised to learn today. We will be working on this. Are there additional questions? Yeah, microphone, please. A question for both speakers, please. What conclusions have you drawn since the most recent strikes, since the previous strikes in October, and what have you managed to do since then? What has the experience been like? What's gone well? What's gone better since then? After October, all of the substations were additionally equipped with protective screens, various types of protective screens, in order to provide them with the capacity to stop the missiles that have not been taken down by anti-air defense. They're constantly working. We're developing their protective capacity. Also, that's the first aspect. Now, we understand also the mobile cell phone providers. We've had network problems, but it didn't quite go down to the extent that it went down last time, because cell operators also have been buying diesel generators and have been putting them on some central stations so they can continue working. That's another aspect. The third aspect is the cars that you were asking about, the cars with loudspeakers. We have prepared them in order to, we have to understand that because we understand that the alarm system can go down as well. Alert system can go down as well. I might just add to that yesterday when we had our meeting, headquarters meeting, we were planning work today with no power. We discussed with all of the networks, the drugstores, the banks, and the vast majority confirmed their readiness to work today. Even if a diesel generator goes down, there was readiness to simply set out a number of necessities and sell them for people, so that there's no run on stores. The mobile operators have worked much better this time, have managed much better this time. Life seems to be teaching us survival at any cost. So great, we're very grateful to all the citizens, all of the leadership of the various institutions and organizations. We are responsible for our lives and for the life of the city, and in this way we provide resilience, add resilience to our state, and help our military. I have a question for myself. How much time will we need to restore? What risks or problems will we face? That's the first question. And the second question is perhaps more for the region. There is a hypothesis that the Russians were hitting close to the border in order to cut us off from the European grid. To what extent is this, can you confirm this belief? Thank you for this question. Our grid is completely synchronized with the EU, so in my opinion, these were deliberate strikes on the main substations, sub-plants, providing power to the civilian population. No, I'm not talking about export import. I'm talking about Plan B. So let's say so that we're unable to take. That's import. I think that no, the main strikes fell on the sub-plants and substations that were providing the civilian population. How long will it take to restore? What was the first question? How long will it take to restore, and what risks? The restoration process, to get back to the pre-war time, this will take 8 to 12 months to ensure the equipment, to return and repair the equipment that was destroyed. Thank you. No strike will make us panic. This resilience, this firmness will only grow. Yes, it will take months. Yes, we will need months, but we are creative. We think on our feet. We come up with non-standard solutions, and we will bring them in every day. Friends, we have to be prepared for a difficult winter. You have to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C, and Ukrainians are showing this without any orders from above so far. You know, yesterday when I was watching one of the crossings, the traffic at one of the crossings, I was actually impressed. There's no regulator, there's no traffic lights, there's the mutual respect, and there's the support for each other. This is our power, this is our strength, and this is something that the Muscovites cannot understand. That we will overcome no matter what, left to right or right to left. And that's all I have to say on that period. Thank you. If we have no further questions, we will wrap up, we will conclude. Thank you for your